is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our weekly podcast. We are batting practice. I'm Josh. That is Jacob over there. I hope all the listeners out there had a great Thanksgiving. Hope they enjoyed some time with their families. As you can see, we're duoing it up again this week. Andrew was traveling for Thanksgiving and kind of got home a little late, so we're just rocking the two of us today. But yeah, hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. On to the holiday season. A great time of year, in my opinion. But, Jacob, I don't know if you know this. We got 10 inches of snow yesterday.
10 inches of snow.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it was like the wet, like packy snow. So it
Oh,
was
did you have a
very
snowball
heavy.
fight?
No snowball fight. No
Make a
snowball fight.
snowman? That's the good
Should
snow.
have. Should have, yeah.
Hmm.
Good snow for playing in, bad snow for shoveling, though.
Yeah, it's
Shoveling
an arm
was a
workout.
pain.
It's an
It
arm
was.
workout for sure.
Definitely was.
That's
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's like if you're a kid though, you want that kind of snow.
absolutely.
You didn't throw a
Absolutely.
couple of snowballs at Haley while she was.
Haley was inside.
What
I
about the
was,
dog? Does the
yeah,
dog catch snowballs
she
or
loves
no?
it. She just
Mm.
runs around. Yeah.
Mhm.
Loves the snow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, it
absolutely.
it it's been like boring, rainy, cold day, but we still made a little bit of holiday magic out of it. We went and got our Christmas tree today. So it's like on one end, it's 45 out. If it were 12 degrees colder, 13 degrees colder, maybe it would have been snowing and that would have been cool to get our tree in, but also, I mean, it's North Carolina. It's not gonna. And then it does, and everything shuts
Yeah,
down, and I get to go
that's
cruising
true.
because no one knows what they're doing.
Classic.
Yeah, yeah. But we're not talking about weather today. We're talking a little bit going back into baseball here, some ABS because it's coming for 2026. Whether you like it or not, pitchers have talked about it a lot, have mentioned how they don't like it, but some are going to be a little more curmudgeon-y than others. Hitters, we will see. So we're going to be talking some ABS for sure. But before we get into that, Nash, I have a question for you because a
Oh,
lot of people are calling ABS system a robo ump, and it's not really that. We'll get into that in a second.
not rubble.
But we are moving towards, we already are living in a very automated world. Chat
True.
GPT, self-driving cars, so on and so forth. My question for you is which sport of the big four American sports would benefit most from fully automated referees? I'm not
Oh,
just talking calling balls and strikes. I'm talking spotting the ball in the NFL. I'm talking calling fouls in the NBA. I'm talking officiating fights in
oh,
the NHL. Which
yeah.
sport would benefit the most from some robo umps?
It. My initial thought is the NFL because the NFL seems barbaric in the ways that it rules the game, and it feels like at least for positioning the football, you're just kind of having a dude run down the sideline and then like kind of guess where the ball is and then stick his foot out and put the ball where his foot is. Like what year is it? It's 2025 and that's the best we can come up with. They just I think it's this year implemented like a computer system for first downs. But this is the first time that they've used that. And they still have the chain gang. Like they still come out and measure every once in a while with two dudes who run with a 10-yard chain attached together. So the NFL feels like it could benefit for the most just because it seems a little barbaric. The problem is a lot of penalties in the NFL are very subjective. So I don't know how robots would interpret those. Same with the NBA. The NBA, I think, has the widest range of calls or uses of not penalties, fouls. Thank you. Um, where some players like you get touched, it's a foul, and other players you get tackled to the floor and it's not a foul, and I don't know. So it feels like the NBA could use more cohesiveness, but I don't know how robots help that. So I'm gonna say, and baseball, you could probably argue could be fully automatic and you don't even need humans anymore. I think baseball is the one sport where it is cohesive enough that you don't need umpires because there's not like fouls or penalties being called. It's balls, strikes, fair, foul, catch, not catch. Like that could all be, that's very objective things. Whereas the other ones are a little more subjective. Same with
Yeah.
hockey.
Oh yeah.
Baseball's the only sport without fouls, penalties, whatever.
I mean, if you think about it, the challenge system in baseball really sent it on a path towards automation. Not that we're ever going to get there where it's fully
Right,
automated,
right.
but if you challenge balls and strikes, that's the only subjectivity in baseball. Maybe a ball bouncing over the third base line or the first base line being called fair or foul. That's a tough one too. But everything else can pretty much be challenged nowadays. There's a couple other things involving like not hit by pitches, but check swings, but those could be automated very easily. You just set a plane. If the bat crosses the plane, boom, strike three or strike whatever.
Right.
So pretty much anything in baseball can be challenged and is a yes or no answer. Whereas, like you're saying, in basketball, if he got 90% of the ball, but maybe got the pinky finger of the shooter, is that a foul? Would a robot call that a foul?
Right. Right.
Or in the NFL, like the Lions just had a pretty bad pass interference called against them a couple weeks ago that essentially ended a game. Like, would a
Yeah.
robot have called it? Yeah. But
Right.
that can't be, you can't fully automate that because how are you going to get a robot to call a subjective penalty?
Right.
Can you?
Exactly.
Maybe you got to make them sentient. Maybe we just got to fully
Yeah.
automate everything at that point.
Sure. We should have the players be robots.
Yeah, honestly,
There you go. But
good.
yeah, I mean, we'll get into it with baseball, but it's important to distinguish the difference between an automated strike zone, an automated zone, and being able to challenge calls that are being made. An automated zone would be fully automated, where there is no home plate umpire. It's either a ball or a strike based on this automated zone. The problem with that is the automated zone is not with 100% accuracy. There is still a gray area for pitches on the edges of the zone. As of now, it's not a fully 3D image created. It's a 2D image, and it's where that ball crosses wherever that sensor is. So it's not a fully perfect thing. It's actually worse than the average umpire. So we'll get into it more, but just kind of setting the tone there. Like in baseball, there is still subjectivity. It's just not a foul or penalty being called.
Right. But all I'm saying is if you add unlimited challenges
Right.
to NFL to NBA, there's still eventually going to be that fail Mary call
Yeah.
where you can challenge every single thing that you want to, and the refs will still get it wrong because of human nature, because of
Right.
subjectivity.
Right.
Whereas in baseball, you give them unlimited challenges,
Eventually it would.
everything is right. I think
Yeah.
everything is the right answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like all sports could benefit, like, especially with, I always think about in hockey, like when you're crossing the red line or like offside calls, it's kind of like, why isn't there something down each blue line, I should say, not red
Blue,
line,
I was
blue
gonna say,
line?
yeah,
Why is there not like a
a
NFL type
sensor.
or like goal line technology that can sense if a player's offside or not. I think soccer probably is the best right now with VAR. That's probably a hot take because people hate VAR. But in terms of the of
It
how it works and like the science behind it, like it's probably the most advanced, I would say, out of the major sports. But you can say what you want about VAR.
is very true.
So,
Very true.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious to what everyone thinks, but that was a question that popped into my mind. Yeah, I think you're right. NFL for sure. But baseball fully automated could also it would work. It would just be kind of I'd feel bad for the umps, man, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Umps,
As much.
as much as people complain about them, they help make the game entertainment.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that being said, umps are not getting their game plan changed necessarily, but are going to have to consider ever so slightly a little bit more their thought process into calling balls and strikes with the addition of ABS coming in 2026. And it's the same as all of the minor leagues, too. It's already been in the minor leagues for, I want to say, a few years now.
Hmm.
So all these players, these young players are coming up, have already used it before. So my first question to you regarding ABS is what type of player will benefit most from it? Because
Mm.
in my opinion, these young guys, they already know how to use it.
Right.
They know what they're doing. They know when to tap the helmet. They know as a pitcher when to use it now. MLB players that have been in the league for 10 plus years have more experience. They might know what a strike is. They probably do. They can read strike a little bit better, especially as a pitcher. You know when you throw a strike. Like they
Right.
know what's up.
Yeah.
So, which type of player, not necessarily position, but
Sure.
like you think taller players, shorter players, younger players, older players?
I mean, maybe this is obvious, but I feel like the players that are known for like contact and working the count, players that know the strike zone really well. If we're going homerish, like Sal Frelick and Bryce Terang come to mind. They know the zone really well. They're able to dictate balls and strikes. They work walks. So players of that nature come to mind as to who will benefit the most. Um, but yeah, I don't necessarily know if it favors anybody in particular. I think it'll be interesting to see how teams game plan and will they literally go up to people and be like, you cannot use one of our challenges. Like these are reserved for these three people because they see the zone the best or however they want to do it. But um, that's who comes to mind for who will benefit the most.
It's a good point. I was also thinking that there's a chance that players like taller players might benefit a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like, especially with Aaron Judge this past season, maybe it happened a lot in the postseason, so I'm speaking from recent memory, but I feel like his zone got expanded a lot. A lot of
Hmm.
low strikes were called on him.
Right.
And as someone who is closer to 7 foot than 6, it can be hard to reach down and get those pitches. But he's also seen the zone now for years and years and years.
Right.
Like you're saying, maybe you reserve a challenge for Judge. Maybe you let him challenge a pitch per game. If he
Yeah,
starts to suck at it, then maybe you don't. But yeah, so maybe taller players, I don't know. But then you're saying like contact players too. Like I could definitely see like a Sal Frelick benefiting from it,
for sure.
and he's not
Yeah,
very
because
tall.
he felt it was the opposite, where it felt like he got a lot of high strikes called against
Mm-hmm.
him.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I was gonna say, um, real quick, just for the listeners, It is coming in 2026, so it's important
Yes,
to know these things. Each team will get two challenges, and they keep going if they keep getting them right. So,
correct.
in theory, you could have a bunch of challenges if you keep getting them right. The challenges cannot be initiated from the dugout, i.e., the coach. They have to be initiated by the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter, and it must come in a timely manner. The pitcher or the hitter cannot step out, think about it, and then tap his helmet. It has to be kind of a split second decision. And then in extra innings, a team would be awarded an extra challenge if they don't have any entering the extra innings. But those are kind of like the basic rules. So going off of that, Jacob, I'm gonna reverse the question on you. Do you think teams, or to what extent do you think teams will strategize the use of these challenges? Because I could see teams either just kind of letting it happen and seeing how it plays out, or I could see teams like really going into the weeds with this to figure out the best way to use them.
Oh, 100%. It's going to be a lot of strategy involved. You're going to see, say, like, let's take the Mets, for example. You're going to probably allow Juan Soto a little bit more liberty when using a challenge because he not only sees the zone very well, but he's also like your best hitter.
Right.
So you're going to allot one maybe to him. But also, that's like taking an entire challenge away if he gets it wrong from everyone else and the defensive side of things.
Right. Right.
So maybe you'll be like, all right, Juan Soto, if you have a challenge that we designate towards yourself, you can't use it unless it's after the fifth inning or with runners on base.
Sure.
If he's going up there in the first inning with no one on and two outs, and he's challenging the first pitch of the at bat, even if he gets it right, it's like,
Yeah. Why? Why even take the chance?
right, why take the chance?
Yeah.
So it's going to be strategy 100%. There will be players that will be allowed to use it more often. I am going to say right now, it just makes sense the most in my head that catchers are probably going to be the ones challenging the most.
I was gonna say if I was going into this year as a team, my strategy, at least at the start of the season, and then I would adjust based on how it's going, I would tell all of my pitchers you are not allowed to challenge. I would say let the catcher decide, but you're not allowed to challenge any strikes or balls. The catcher on the defensive side should be the one making that decision. And that is probably true for teams with better defensive catchers. Um, but I just feel like they have a better idea and understanding of where they're catching the ball, and whether that pitch is a strike or not.
I would say that for the most part, except for maybe a very short list of guys that you might want to let challenge every now and then.
Sure.
Like, I feel like, for example, Max Scherzer is
That's the that's the pitcher that
number
came to
one
mind.
player that comes to my mind.
Yeah, fair.
If he starts losing a lot of challenges, then maybe you can strip him of his challenge
Sure.
ability. But
Yeah,
he's been in the league forever.
right.
He knows what a ball and strike is. He knows what pitches he throws,
Right.
and he knows how to dot a pitch, especially.
Yeah,
So you might want to let him. He might just do it anyways. You might
right.
have the coach tell him don't do it, and he might just do it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
So there's definitely a short list of guys on there, specifically older guys. I feel
Right.
like I could see Garrett Cole doing it once he comes back. I could see Justin Verlander doing it. But I also
Yeah.
could never see like a Jacob Mizorowski. He's never going to challenge a
Nope.
pitch.
Nope. Nope. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. Like you said, two challenges per game. So another strategy thing that comes to my mind is the innings, just in general. Doesn't matter if it's Juan Soto or not. And the amount of people on base. If there's no guys on or one guy on, eh,
Right.
early on in the game. maybe save it for a little more clutch scenario that might occur later on in the game. Hopefully that's what you're hoping. I mean, you're hoping that you're not going to need to use the challenge because you're going to win the game. But
Right.
if it comes down to it, if there's a ball called a strike or a strike called a ball, and you're like, well, dang, we used all of our challenges already, then you
Yeah.
really have, do you have the ump to blame or do you just have yourself to blame at that point?
Right. That is true. That is true. Yeah. How early into the season are we going to see a final strike challenged, overturned, and then the team loses?
Yeah, because if you still have a challenge left in the game, you might as well. Like if you
Yeah,
strike
might
out
as well.
looking,
Yeah.
if you
And
strike
then
out
like,
looking to end the ninth inning
yep.
and your team still has a challenge or two left, you might as well.
Yeah. And then the guy pops a homer for a walk-off. Like I feel like it's gonna happen.
All right.
It's gonna happen.
All right. Hopefully. That'd be
And
kind
then
of
that
fun.
that team that loses is gonna hate ABS for the rest of
Right.
eternity.
And so are the fans.
Yeah, true, true. No, but it feels universal that people are ready for it. I think there will be kinks that need to be worked out that people will get annoyed with, but and the old heads hate change no matter what it is. So there's always going to be a crowd of older baseball fans that don't like any rules or anything being implemented into the game. But it feels like universally people are excited for it. It seems like all the testing went well. It's been doing fine in the minors. It did fine in spring training. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm excited to see the strategy that goes into it. Um, and yeah, I'm ready for that walk off on the challenge strike three call.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking too, like, if I'm a coach and I'm talking to my catcher specifically, a lot of people are saying how ABS is going to completely redefine the catcher position, specifically when it comes to framing. Will it though? Two
Right.
challenges per game, as
It's
long
only
as it
two.
doesn't become an automatic system, like an automatic robot system that we were just
Right.
talking about to start off the podcast. It's only two challenges per game. You're definitely
Right.
going to still want to try and steal as many strikes as possible, not
Right.
only for just them being strikes, but also maybe to get the other team to try and bait them into using one of their challenges too.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
catcher, you have the best view of seeing if that ball crossed the plate.
Yeah.
Theoretically, the umpire should, but I feel like the catcher has an even better view.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
if I'm the coach, I'm looking at him and I'm telling you, don't stop framing. But if you're framing it a lot, that's probably off the plate a little bit. Don't tap your head on that one. But
Right.
if you get a little bit of frame action going and you think it's on the corner, hey, try and challenge it. But don't stop framing and don't stop teaching framing.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Um, I forgot what I was gonna say. It'll come to me eventually.
It'll come to you
Oh,
eventually.
I
Yeah,
feel like the name of it is misleading. The ABS system, or whatever you want to call it, is stands for Automated Ball and Strike System.
challenge system. They're calling it the ABS challenge
But
system.
why? But ABS, it like calling it ABS is Automated Balls and Strikes. That's not what it is. It's not. It's you're challenging, and it's an automated challenge, or like the
It's not an
process.
automated. The
The
challenge is on. Okay, I see
the
what you're saying.
review is automated
Yes.
where it's a computer telling you if it's a ball or strike, but it's not that balls and strikes are automated. So I think the name is throwing people off a little bit, and that's why they're hesitant about it. You're just able to challenge. The umpires are still there making calls. They're still going to make bad calls on balls and strikes because the team has no challenges left. Catchers are still going to frame balls, and they're going to get called strikes, and that's how it'll be. Like you said, two challenges is only two challenges. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how much it actually plays into the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I I mean the strike zone in theory will become more consistent, but that doesn't mean that pitch framing will have no value.
Right.
That doesn't mean pitch framing will be worth nothing. My last thought goes into the umpires' heads. And I wonder if they're going to be a little more careful, maybe calling pitches on the edge. We might see a little bit of smaller zones that lead to more strikes being challenged
Yeah, I could see that.
because you don't want to be that umpire that calls that pitch that's 4 inches off of the plate a strike. But
Right.
then it's like, do you want to be that umpire that calls a pitch any inches off the plate a strike? Not really, because you're going to be the one that's shown in front of the entire crowd that you got that wrong.
Right.
Or do
Right.
you just get over it because you're an umpire, just like you get over making a wrong call and that's reversed on a replay?
Right.
Is that just part of the job? Or do you think it'll actually affect umpires a little bit too?
I think they should. I mean, it's so hard because
Home plate umpires.
home plate umpires are way more accurate than they're given credit for. 94% is the percentage on average of umpires' strike zones being correct. 94% is pretty darn good when players are throwing 106 miles per hour at you. You've zero point 0.1 seconds to react and see if that's a strike or not. Um, so they're more accurate than I think people give them credit for. But I think they should call it how they see it. And if it gets challenged and you're wrong, so be it. I hope it doesn't like get in their heads and then they actually get worse because of fear of getting a pitch challenged. I think they should just keep calling it how they've been doing it, and it'll help clean up that 6% missed. But 94% is good enough in my book that nothing should change in their heads.
Yeah, I agree. We will see. ABS 2026 coming, whether you like it or not. I'm not that worried about it. I've seen it
No.
in the minor leagues. I saw it at a college game, and I think it's like completely for the good, just as long as it's a couple challenges per game.
Yeah.
We don't want heads tapping on every pitch. That
Right.
would be crazy. But I am
I
also
think,
curious. I do like your point of if teams have challenges left at the end of the game, just like using them, even though there's a
yeah,
strike called right down the middle. Like,
right. Yeah. I was thinking on the flip side too, if you've bases loaded in the ninth inning, 2 outs, the guy walks to win the game, challenge the ball four, it's actually a strike. Strikes out, loses. Could be exciting. Could be
could
very
be
exciting.
exciting
The
unless it's
whole
against
crowd
your
is
team.
waiting,
Yeah,
waiting
just like
the
waiting
five
on the
seconds.
Hawkeye.
Yeah, could
We
be.
gotta start clapping like they do in tennis.
Yes, agreed.
Gotta start clapping.
Agreed. I was
Hmm.
going to say, I wanted to quickly bring up tennis because it is the closest thing we have to what we're getting next year. It's been used in tennis for a long time, since I can remember. So it's been in tennis, I want to say at least 10 or 15 years. I'd have to look that up. But it works extremely well in tennis. It's fast. The players use them and don't use them effectively. You still have, in some tournaments now, you don't even have line judges anymore, which is kind of a bummer. I think it's still fun when they call it in or out. But it's used very effectively in tennis. And if that's any indication, it should be no problem in the MLB.
If you were curious,
Is it
Hawkeye
longer?
Hawkeye is actually older than you.
Wow.
Actually,
See?
no, it is the exact same age as you, developed in
Wow.
1999, but first launched in 2000, is what it looks like.
Wow. So 25 years.
First used in tennis in 2006, is what
Oh,
it is.
I was kind of close with 15.
Hmm.
So 19 years.
Hmm.
So 19 years is not a small sample size and it's effective. If you watch tennis, it's doesn't really mess up the flow of tennis. So,
Yeah, it's fun. The fans get into it. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. The fans got to get into the challenges too.
agreed. Agreed.
So let's see it. I want to see some sort of clap, I guess.
I like it. I like it.
All right. Well, yeah, a little bit shorter and sweeter of an episode for you guys today. But wait,
Oh,
not
wait.
before you share your screen. Everyone's favorite segment, Remember When, is
Oh,
back
let's
for the
go.
third time. I mean, this day in history is everyone's favorite segment, but
True.
Remember When is the secondary replacement. And not much happened on May 30th, 2025, but we did have something that never happened before.
Ooh,
We had Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge playing against each other, and they both homered
wow.
in the first inning. And that was the first ever time in MLB history where the two reigning MVPs homered in the same first inning to start
Wow.
off a game.
There
It's
you go.
happened in other innings, but never to start off a game in the first inning. And you're like, what do you mean? How did they know you're going to be MVPs? How did you know? No, they won in 2024 too. They were the reigning
Right.
MVPs, and now still the reigning MVPs. They're the current
Back to
MVPs.
back.
So
Wow.
both of them won back to back. Both of them hit home runs in the first inning of the game playing against each other. The Dodgers came back and won. They were down 5-2 and won 8-5, is what I think
Wow.
I'm seeing here, if I'm
Yankees
reading this
bullpen.
correctly. Yankees bullpen, baby. Showing itself early on in the season, and that was before they did all that fun trading.
Probably were
But
better off before.
real quick, Otani's home run was his 15th in May.
It's crazy. Crazy.
Pretty crazy. So there you go.
Hot
Remember when Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge homered to start off a game?
lukewarm take. It's going to happen again this year. Do the Dodgers play the Yankees this year?
The Dodgers have to play the Yankees this year.
It's happening again. It's happening again this year. Then the stat next year will be Otani and Judge were the first reigning MVPs to hit home runs in the first inning in back-to-back years. You can just keep making that fact longer.
Well, pickle time, huh?
Let's do it.
Who
Hmm.
did we talk? We talked about umps. Did we talk about players? We talked about Judge. Mentioned a
Yeah.
bit of
Sal
Sal
Frelick was
Frelick in there.
mentioned.
I think we've had
Max
okay. We
Scherzer.
got we got
Scherzer,
Dodgers at Yankees, by the way,
who at
July
Yankees.
17th through the 19th.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it looks like that is it. They're not playing them at home.
Makes sense.
But at Yankee Stadium, you could argue it's even more likely to happen.
Yep. Otani, short porch. Love it.
Not that the Dodgers don't also have a short porch, but it's even shorter out there in Yankee Stadium. All right. I feel like we've had Sal Frelick before.
What about Scherzer? Why is he not coming up?
Oh yeah, Max Scherzer for sure. Because it's SCHZ. Oh, is he Max MAX? Is he technically a free agent?
Probably.
Yeah, he's technically a free agent.
Ah, that would have been a good one.
He won't be. He'll get signed.
He will be.
Well, screw it. Aaron Judge.
I like it.
I feel like we've had Freely before. Maybe
Oh
it's Sal
wow. Oh
Frelick.
wow. That's a rare
Oh,
one.
he's not a right fielder though. A nothing, and he's not from the
No,
USA. A
a
straight
nothing.
up blank.
This is
All
good
right,
though
this would be
because
so
division,
legendary. Yeah,
NL
it's
West
NL West or
or
Central.
Central,
It
lefty
could
lefty.
be a lefty not from the USA.
Dude, it's Imanaga. It's Shota.
Is he a lefty batter? No, he's
Oh, he's probably
32
too
though.
close
He's
in age.
32. Is Ballesteros a lefty thrower? He might be a righty thrower. Yeah.
we gotta go. Maybe let's do the Wena West. So Otani's too old, right? Too close in age.
Ohtani's a two-way player.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Wouldn't it give
Plus he throws righty. I feel like it's gonna be a pitcher. I feel like it's gonna be a pitcher.
okay, a lefty pitcher, the
Not from the US in the NL
NL
West.
West.
Um, like somebody on the
Erod?
Padres?
32. He's
32?
32. Everyone's 32. Oh, Adrian Morejon, relief pitcher?
Imagine. No way. No way.
Yes, we're so good. We're so good at the pickle.
Oh,
We're so good at the pickle.
oh.
That's
That's like
insane.
that. This is like almost better than getting it on the
That is
first guess.
insane. You said
Uh,
Padres. I was like, yeah, it could
yeah,
be.
Padres, Padres. I don't know if I would have come up with Morejon, but that's incredible.
Not only do I have his so rare card, but I have his postseason so rare
Wow,
card. And then the
there you
Dodgers
go.
lost right away to the Cubs.
The Padres, yeah, stuff.
Or the Padres, yeah,
That's
sorry.
the
Dodgers
Dodgers did
lost.
not lose. They
Padres.
never
Dodgers
lose.
did not lose. Yeah.
Amazing. That's an all-time pickle performance right there.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
That's
Great one.
legendary.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of the new ABS challenge system coming to an MLB park near you in 2026. We're excited for it. We're excited to see how it plays out. Um, and we can't wait for the new season to come along in a couple short winter months. Until then, though, and until next week, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube. Check out the socials, leave a rating wherever you're listening to our podcast. And as always, we'll see you next week. But until then, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game. Peace.
Peace. We didn't even talk about the contracts that happened this week. Shout out next week.